Oh, it's good to be back. Switch my screen on here in just a second. Just getting set up here. Alright, sorry for the delay. Here we go. So it would appear that Rosinka has gotten some shit done. Man, oh man. Let's see, what do we have left in here? Bunch of iron. Oh wait, no, that's Rosinka's, I think. These are mine. Well, let's see how far Rosinka got. Man, that is so awesome that she got so much done. Wow, very cool. Oh wait, I do have more sea lanterns, so I could do more work on this if I wanted to. Let's make a quick trip to the coral reef and regroup, figure out what we want to do. Hey, what's up, Derp Dog? You've been up for 18.5 hours on 5.5 hours of sleep. It's yeah, that's definitely starting to push it. It's pretty much what I do every Friday night. I usually get 5.5 to 6 hours of sleep Thursday night. Wake up at like 7 on Friday, and then I stay up until usually about 3 in the morning. So that is 20 hours. Yeah, we'll Only a few times in my life have I ever truly done an all-nighter where I stayed up all night through the next day. I'm just not cut out for that shit. Sucker! Is one of these gonna have a Nautilus shell or something? Like, come on. I feel like I never see drowned with Nautilus shells. Like, what the hell's up with that? Hey, Rasinka, what's up? Oh, well, hey. There's a chance for a trident. Okay, did we get anything? Usually like to wait a minute. Sometimes when they drop the trident, it like sinks a little bit and then it starts rising. So. Okay, I see no trident. Nautilus shell, come on! No Nautilus shell. I'm not even gonna bother with you. You can't even give me a single Nautilus shell. See, I feel like this would be a good area for a drowned farm. Just right back here. I mean, we are in deep lukewarm ocean. Well, why not have 2 drowned farms? No reason we can't have that. Oh, Dan! Hello, Dan! Dan, we miss you! We all miss you so much, Dan. And hello, Owl, how are you doing? Yay, it's so nice to see so many friendly faces. And yeah, Dan, I'm doing pretty good. Just chilling as always. Got a few days off since next week is Christmas, so that's nice. You know, it's been a busy year, so I'm glad to finally have a few days off, and then I'll have a whole week off after next week. So that'll be nice too. But yeah, how have you been, Dan? How's life? How's work? All that good stuff. This isn't more motion, but wait, which? I don't know. I don't know which zombie you were talking about, but yeah, this back here is deep lukewarm. So they'll spawn in lukewarm oceans, just not warm oceans. It's been good, and the new job is fun. That is great to hear. I hope it's fun. Anyways, okay, let's do some organizing real quick. Man, Rasinka, good job on the nether tunnel. It's looking great. So I think what I want to do first is I want to, if I haven't already, yes, I have already. Just have a stash of netherrack. Okay, a little bit more. Oh my god, so much netherrack. Man, this base is legit. have all those rails and stuff. Oh man, really don't want more than a double chest full of this. Maybe I'll just put some of it over here. Just note to self, use all this. Or how about this? You know what? How about we smelt it? Okay, and let's go. Let's just get these all loaded up. Prismarine. Do I have... Oh my god, do I really have this many sea lanterns here? Jesus Christ. We have all the sea lanterns we need for the tunnel. Oh! I'm so glad I saw this before I actually went back there. And welcome back, Derp Dog. Get your A into G. I hope that's ass into gear. Okay. Yeah, we've got all this packed ice. I don't know. Yeah, where do we want the packed ice? I feel like the packed ice needs to go back to the nether. So yeah, let's kind of keep some of these materials. Actually, I'll take this magma cream. Cut, chiseled, and regular sandstone. Magma cream. Let's just go ahead and convert that. Sandstone. Chiseled. Oh wait, no. I had that backwards. Okay, cut sandstone on the bottom. Chiseled sandstone on the middle. A regular sandstone here. Oh, and then that sand. Okay, we're good there. Let's see, Prismarine. Prismarine slabs. Okay, let's get everything consolidated here. Blocks of quartz, I feel like quartz somewhere here. Oh, I'm dumb. Yeah, see, Prismarine, let's just take this Prismarine here. There's no sense in having like only three, or only one stack of Prismarine over here. And yeah, let's just store the quartz with the snow. May as well. I just like to be super organized.
Always helpful.
Hey, Rasinka! Welcome.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Just got home, so, you know.
Sweet. So I'm sure you saw I found my sea lantern stash, so yay for that.
Yay!
And yeah, I think I'm gonna head back into the nether and do some more work. I just wanted to regroup over here and yeah, get caught back up.
Yeah.
But yeah, really
that
nice
makes
job
sense.
on the tunnel. You made a lot of
Thanks.
progress.
Yeah, it was fun. I've just been like picking away at it. I might only get like 30 blocks or something in length, but I just sort of had been casually. It's been a nice relaxing project to work on.
That's good.
So,
Well, yeah. Very nice job. And I think I kind of want to just keep working on it since I have all the materials I need over here now. And then I saw you had all that blue glass. That's your red shulker box in there, right?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I went to grab my shulker boxes and I was like, I'm pretty sure this one is Rosinka's, so I didn't touch that.
Mine are all red. I actually am going to rename a bunch of them. Like, I'll put my name, even if it's just Ross's project box or something on them.
Oh, yeah, man. I always forget that you can rename, like, pretty much anything in this game. That would be a nice thing to remember.
Yeah. It makes it handy. There used to be like this client-side thing that you could do that would actually show you what was in your... Like, it'd open up a mini inventory in your shulker boxes. But since that's gone, I just rely on naming them like toolbox or armory or whatever. So I know roughly what's in there.
Now you just rename it at an anvil, right? You don't need a name tag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I sometimes get confused and forget like which things need name tags and.
Did you? We've got a couple of options for this glass, but this sorry, for the ice. But this ice is basically going to be like the only spawnable space in this tunnel. Do you want to put buttons or carpet down?
Carpet.
Okay.
I want to do the blue carpet. Or actually, well, we did blue in the ice tunnel. I mean, I'm fine doing blue again, but if we want to change the color of carpet based on what segment of tunnel we're in, we could do that.
Yeah. I guess our options are what, yellow or white? Or dark blue?
Yeah. Yeah. Yellow, white,
You
dark
don't-
blue. I mean, maybe dark blue.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I think we might move our, like, where we're working down the tunnel a little bit, like where all the shulker boxes and the end chest were though.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Okay, you already picked up
pain
the
in the
ender
ass.
chest.
Yeah.
Here, I'll get the crafting table here. So this tunnel then is all the way completed, all the way up to here, right? Like glass and everything.
Yeah.
We're 100%.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just need to put a roof on it.
Yep. Just need to put a roof. I have a feeling the roof
And
is going to be a lot more work than any other part.
Yeah, and you're gonna hate the idea that I have. Well, not hate the idea, but probably hate just how like intense
Oh, I don't mind.
what I had
I don't
in
mind
my
that.
thing. It's
I
yeah,
like intimidating
yeah.
builds.
Well, this one's gonna be intimidating. I was thinking if we.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna set up my shulkers. All right, sea lanterns first.
Yeah, if you want to go through with them, I'll keep doing the glass. I sort of was having trouble making them suitably random. But then I think once we get this little section filled in, I might show you what my idea was for the roof. Like, because it's already open, it'll be easier to put out.
Heck yeah. I would love to finish this project. I mean, it'll make our lives significantly easier having this done.
Yeah. Plus, it seems to be the thing we work on when the others aren't. Yeah.
Yeah, this definitely has become the Zeus and Rasinka project. Oh God, says Derp Dog, I'm having friends over tomorrow. God, it's late. Well, get some sleep.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
It's a school night.
Yeah, get some sleep. Sleep is super important.
I fell asleep at like 10:30 and then woke up at 5 this morning and I'm just like, ugh. I feel like a zombie.
Yeah, I don't think I ever get over 6.5 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
That's about
I don't know.
what I get every night.
I definitely don't get as much as I need. But anyway, isn't that basically adulting, stumbling around tired or some shit?
Yeah. You know, it's actually nice. I feel like I've read a study of some kind that as you get older, you need less sleep. You know, like kids below a certain age need like 11 to 12 hours a night, and then like once they hit another certain milestone, it drops to like 10 a night, and then eventually it's 8.
I've read a study too.
Yeah.
That suggested that women need more sleep than men. Like, it just the way that our bodies work, we need more. Like, should be getting 8 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I guess
there are some biological differences.
I guess it kind of makes sense too. Like, there's not, I guess, the cycles going on. Like, not like, because part of the best things for sleep for like humans is that, you know, it gives your body a chance to like recover and repair and fix stuff and, you know, like digest, but also mostly just it's that recovery period and stuff. And I guess women's bodies tend to have to do a lot more like just recovering because there's a lot more stuff going on.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would think from a reproductive standpoint, like, I mean, that whole process has to take some amount of energy. Yeah. And there's not really an equivalent process that I think, you know, biological males have going on that...
No.
I don't know. It makes sense to me.
Yeah. I had heard about the old thing, and like, I know my dad, he isn't that old, but he does definitely sleep a lot more, a lot less than what he used to.
I like that prospect. As much as I like sleep, I hate how much time it takes. Like, if I could have all those hours to do all the things I want to do, I would take them in a heartbeat.
The scary thing about that, though, is that there would be, like, it would basically, like, you know how our 8-hour day or whatever is based around, you know, needing that 8 hours of sleep and 8 hours to work.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
8 hours to do
your
other
job
shit.
just morphs to, well, everyone works 70 hours a week now, since you don't need that sleep.
Yeah.
Fuck
you know,
that.
like, I just, the capitalist nature of our society is just like, yes, we're just going to squeeze every little hour of functioning. I mean, they already do that, but, you know.
Yeah.
You would not believe how ridiculously excited I am to not have to work Christmas this year, though.
Oh, I don't blame you. I would be too. So Derpdog says I should go to sleep, but I'm not gonna. One of my friends could go to sleep before me, wake up later, and still be more tired than me. Well, it's your call. Owl says, I think it's when kids discover nightclubs they find they need less sleep, or think so. Kids. Teens, young adults. Kids?
Anyone under the age of 20.
Hey, you know what? I'm still called a kid by a lot of people at 34.
Yeah. I get young lady a lot at work, and I'm literally ready to murder the guy who keeps saying it.
Yeah, like when I'm... I don't know. There's definitely, in certain settings, it's like if I'm in a meeting or a room where it's mostly senior level people, you know, if age comes up, they're like, oh, you're only 34, you're just a kid. I'm like, geez, man. Guess I'll be told that when I'm 60 too by some 90-year-old.
There's this one guy I work with who starts every sentence with "you young people" and then proceeds to describe in what is the most stereotypical fashion ever all of the things that we've supposedly killed, like newspapers and shit like that.
Well, you know what? His generation killed horses by
And the environment.
driving cars, and that's such a fucking just myopic way to look at the world. Every generation destroys something. Now, we did create social media, and I think he might have a point if he you know, wanted to go down that route. I would tend to agree.
I don't know. I kind of am.
Oh god.
The thing that gets me about it though is it's just like, okay, we don't use newspapers because we literally have a device in our pockets that's capable of fact-checking against 3 different fucking sources, and, you know, making sure that, like, it's not the days when the papers controlled or the press controlled every flow of information that, you know, came in and you had to rely on. Like, the whole situation's just hilarious. But, like, it's just, so, and I'm sort of at the point where it's just like, I really just want to reply with, yeah, and you old C's, and just like, but it's just like, no, you've got to be a semi-professional person in this, and he's probably going to retire in the next year, like, just
you know, just say, well, you know, at least my generation is less racist than your generation.
Yeah, but the thing is, this guy, like, he was literally the other day was going on about how, like, great Trump was.
Oh, Jesus.
He's an Australian for a start, so, like, I'm kind of thinking that the racism thing's not really going to be, you know, like, he's just...
Yeah.
And also, who the fuck starts debating about Trump at, like, 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning? Like, what sort of fucking bullshit is that? It's too early to talk politics.
People that drove to work watching Rush Limbaugh or Alex Jones or something.
I don't know, I think this had to do with some piece of Australian politics that sort of slowly morphed into, like, trade tariffs and other bullshit like that.
Yeah.
And stuff, so I don't know. He's a really lovely guy, but he's just, sometimes it's like, dude, your generation killed affordable housing and the environment. I don't really think you're in a place to whinge about millennials killing newspapers.
Millennials, you know, we all deserve a nice heaping of shit dumped on us. You know, I think every generation has their bright spots and their not so bright spots. We'll just leave it at that. Every single one.
Yeah.
And, you know, ours has made a lot of positive steps in a lot of directions. And, yeah, I'd say we've maybe caused our own we've caused some of our own problems. Well, like, not just social media, but, like, the whole Silicon Valley, like, you know, you think of... I mean, I would say there's something to say about the mentality of our generation that has led to having places like San Francisco that are so insanely expensive to live in, you know, because of, you know, the tech bro culture and, you know, a lot of that stuff, like tech culture in general, and, you know, everything that came out of the dot-com bubble. That's definitely a little more on our generation. So we've caught, you know, we just a random example. We've caused plenty of issues too. But damn it, I like to think they've caused more.
I don't know, I am so sick of the young people thing, and I just keep reminding myself that he's gonna retire soon, but it's getting harder and harder to sit in the smoker room with him.
Take it easy, Derp Dog, get some sleep. Yeah.
Yes, sleep well.
I like to think that every generation is at least a little bit better than the generation before. Like, isn't that the whole fucking point of human progress? Is that every generation should just be at least maybe a little bit better?
Yeah, you'd think.
Just like, I mean, that should be, in my opinion, the mentality that all parents have. Like, that's the mentality my wife and I have with our kids. Is that, well, shit, we have these little humans. Like, it's kind of our job to make sure that, you know, we raise them well enough that they're at least better than we are, if we can manage.
Yeah.
You know?
That's sort of a similar mentality that my dad has to, like, breeding animals. He's just like, if you're gonna breed them, you want them to be, like, better than the previous generation. And I can kind of see that. Like, I think too, like, for all the shit that everyone heaps on well, not so much millennials anymore, but it's like Generation Z, which cops it a lot worse. It's just that people keep misidentifying them as millennials. Like, they are so much more tech savvy than we are. And, like, I know there was that whole Tide Pod bullshit thing that was going on, but as a general rule, they are more, like...
They're more socially aware, but maybe maybe lacking some perspective on how the actual world works outside of, you know, certain online social spaces. And like, it's hard to put into words. I think, you know, there's an advantage in the perspective they have on just the tools available in the world today, but maybe lacking some perspective on just how the fucking world works. And
yeah, but they're only young. Like,
well, and I think that's less. Yeah, I agree. I think it's more an issue due to just youth rather than a specific generational issue.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think, like, social media for us and all of that internet sort of culture was just sort of blossoming, whereas they've grown up with it and they have so many more just, like, skills and shit available at their disposal. And they're smarter too, like, with regards to the shit that they post, or, you know, for the most part. You know, or about sending images, or, you know, just shit like that. Like, they're just so much more, I guess, switched on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's true. Well...
Man, we got the politics out of it.
Yeah. I'm sure as I get older, I'm going to be more and more jaded towards future generations.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I mean, you know, I just feel like it's such a complex issue, because on the other hand, you could kind of say the millennial generation is a big part of what gave us Trump. You know? The tools, the online tools of the millennial generation, like Twitter and stuff, like...
But wasn't there, like, a pretty decent, like, generational divide about it too? Like, the whole Brexit thing was a massive... Like, all the millennials wanted to stay in... And wasn't there that whole similar thing with, like, Trump? A lot of Trump's things were older Americans who were...
No, there's a not insignificant portion of young people who would identify themselves as the alt-right.
Oh yeah,
you know, that's definitely, you know, you see the Charlottesville rally, those were all young millennial males, just about all of them.
Yeah.
And so,
that's
you know,
true.
there is some havoc has been wrought by our generation, and you know, again, it's really complex. I don't think you could say that, I don't know. Nothing is all the fault of one group or another. I think it's a combination of factors.
Yeah, true.
There's never any... It's never any simple answers.
Who the fuck cares about newspapers? Like, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a positive. You think about the
mean,
resources used.
You're cutting down perfectly good forests to like turn them into crap or paper, but not even particularly great paper.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't stand up to like a real logical argument. You know, like what is the actual negative to that? I mean, you could say that maybe one argument would be that it makes it less accessible to people that are needy and maybe can't afford electronic devices, but I feel like most people, even people that are, you know, are maybe below the poverty level, have some kind of smart device of some type.
Yeah. Yeah.
That stuff has just become, I think, affordable enough that... Anyways, these lanterns are all fucking placed. Yes! Oh!
Hey.
I did it!
I'm just running along with the glass. I've run out partway through, so I'm gonna make some more panes and then I'll finish filling it in, and then I guess it's just we need to get the prismarine for the floor in, because I can't place any iron bars to
Oh, okay, and that was slabs and blocks, right?
Yep.
Okay, let me get going on that.
You guys all ready for Chrissy?
Yeah, we are. We had a nice long walk tonight to go just look at Christmas lights in the neighborhood. Got the red wagon out. And Nolan rode in the wagon, and we brought, you know, walked Poppy, and we went to a park, and there was nobody there, and the lights were on, so we just let Poppy run around wild in the park, and she just... I don't know, she's adorable. Anytime we let her off the leash, I think we've come to realize she has some greyhound in her for sure. And so, yeah, anytime we let her loose, she runs like faster than any dog I've ever seen. She just tears, and she just runs giant circles and does this little growl thing while she runs.
That's what our whips do as well. They do the zoomies.
Yeah, our vet thinks she's part greyhound, part whippet.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me, actually, having seen photos. She looks kind of what my dad would call a lurcher, which is not any specific breed, but it was used by the travellers in England as a poaching dog, basically, and it was half long dog or half your greyhound or one of those type sighthoundy things.
Yeah.
Half collie or something like that, half working dog, so it was brainy and fast. Or alternatively, if you fucked up the breeding, you got something that had the whippet brain, which is not particularly bright and slow. But
Yeah, that's crazy. So how do you control like which part of which breed you get when you mix breeds? Is there really a surefire way to control that?
No, there's not really. Like, part of it is just knowing your breeds and knowing which traits are more dominant than other ones. Like, coat colour is probably the easiest example because that's usually got fairly defined, like, types, I guess. Or colours, and normally one or two genes interacting with each other. So, like, if you breed two chestnut coloured horses together, say, they're always going to be chestnut because chestnut is a recessive gene.
Okay, yeah, Well, it's just like eye colors in humans.
Yeah. So you can sort of control it a little bit just based around by knowing, and you can also sort of, once you've bred things together and have like data, I guess, to back it up, you might know that your dog particularly leaves a stamp on his pups that looks, you know, one way or another way, or... But it's not always possible. You also, too, like, knowing which crosses work together. And probably the one thing that's really helpful, too, when you're breeding is not to put too many breeds into them. like, if you have to put more than about 3 breeds into the particular crosses that you're doing, you're probably doing it wrong. Just like there's probably a single breed out there that you could, and that gives you a little bit more control because you won't have something random springing up.
Wow.
But it's kind of hard to go into without getting super duper in depth.
Yeah, and we wouldn't ever breed dogs because, at least here in the States, you know, with all the dogs that are killed in shelters all the time, we're kind of believers in the whole just adopt a dog.
Yeah.
Because it's, I don't know, it was just such a prevalent practice that like so many dogs have unnecessarily had to go to kill shelters. And
yeah. I'm kind of on the fence a little bit with some of that. Like, if everybody stopped breeding, particularly with the purebred bloodlines, or if everybody who was responsible stopped breeding, particularly with the purebred bloodlines, you'd end up with these just random, poorly looked after, poorly raised, like, backyard bred dogs that might not necessarily, like, get the best starts because of it. Like, it's just, it's a really complicated issue, I think, like, things. I've always had purebred dogs, so that's probably a little bit of why I...
Yeah, and I've always had mutts because they've just always been great dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand wanting a purebred because, you know, there are just certain behavior traits that are going to be more predictable and you maybe know a little bit more what you're getting, but...
Yeah, and that's why, like, I like the ability look back 150 years in a pedigree and just be like, yeah, that's what I can expect from this. Like, that's... Or, that thing is inbred as fuck. At least now I know why it behaves that way, or, you know, like, or know what traits you're getting, or know, you know, there are certain breeds that have genetic defects that it's really handy to have that heads up. Oh, that line carried this, or carried that, or... I don't know. It's... I think adopt is great, but I hate that whole slogan, adopt, don't shop, because I think if something's going to be a member of your family for the next, like, 14 years or whatever it is that dogs live for, there does kind of need to be that, like, is this going to fit in with our lifestyle? Is this going to be a, you know, like, even if it's adopted, you don't, just that whole, like, don't shop around. You should shop around. You should spend ages thinking about what kind of dog you want and how you...
Yeah, and well, and I mean, I would say even though we... Oh, shit. We need some ice in the back here. Well, maybe not.
Yeah. And I know you guys spent a while looking for, like, Poppy and, you know, thinking about it and stuff, but there are a lot of people who are like, oh, I'm going to get something from a shelter, and then they just... get.
Oh yeah, no, we still had some requirements. It was like I did not want a small dog. I don't like small dogs. I don't like Chihuahuas and Shih Tzus and Lhasa Apsos, and I've just had bad experiences with them. They've always been yippy. They don't say they really just don't seem like the same creatures that some of the big dog breeds are. And I mean, I mean, I think Bridget's kind of agreeing with me on that too, because, you know, we get Poppy. And she's, you know, clearly, you know, a mix of somewhat larger breed of dogs. And she's just so smart and can do so many things that, like, when we've had small dogs, you couldn't train them to do shit. Except for sit there and piss on the floor and be assholes.
Yeah.
Well, look at this. Did we just finish? Oh, I guess we need the iron bars, right?
Yeah. Do we want to make that portal the whole size of the tunnel?
Oh, yes, we do.
So, you
Yes,
just,
we
yeah.
do. So we need a little more obsidian.
Yeah, we will.
Do you have any?
I think we want to, no.
Yeah.
I think we want to actually recess it in the floor too. Like, I don't like having...
Well, either that or just have some stairs leading up to it.
Yeah. Something like that. I don't know. Something needs to be done anyway. It's kind of awkward looking how it is now.
Yeah, I don't like it right now. It looks terrible.
Alright, but we'll get these iron bars in at least.
God, look how fast we did that. Oh my god, it's only 10:20. I haven't even been going for only 45 minutes, and
I feel like it feels like much later in the evening, because this is usually what we do when everyone's gone to bed.
I know.
It's just us. So, do we want to work on the ceiling for this?
Yeah. I mean, assuming we still have enough materials to get, you know, some piece of it done. Or at least, yeah, get the shape of it started, just so that it's clear what we need to do from there.
Sounds good. Have you got much prismarine?
Yeah, come over here to the black shulker box.
Yeah, that should be at least enough to get us started. I did want to use dark prismarine, but I feel like we could use light as well.
Yeah, well, I think let's plan to use it, but let's use it as an accent. Like, maybe we do some... If assuming you're doing some kind of arch, maybe we have some periodic support structures that are made of dark prismarine.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, or like little support beams that go around.
I guess too, the other thing that we could do would be to just have a random a couple of stripes, or we wait till the walls come in 1.14, and then we just put some dark prismarine walls in every now and then. That'd look cool.
Yeah. Just do what we can now, and if we want to add that last piece of detail. Well, let's get the structure started. So what do we need then? Just prismarine?
Yeah, and the in slabs and
Might need to go get some more prismarine. Do you have enough prismarine to do a little bit? I have the blocks, some block slabs and stairs.
I don't have that many, but I can at least show you what I was...
Okay. And if we want to mix in little stripes of sandstone too, just to help save materials, because it's like when you really think about finishing this whole thing, it will take insane amounts of materials. So breaking it up across like prismarine, dark prismarine, and you know, maybe a little bit of sandstone just might make our lives a little easier. Alright, so I'm up here. I'm ready to see what your plan is.